Hi, Carrie. This is Debbie Scott, and I am going to try to go through the papers that I sent over for you to sell. I'm going to try to explain them to you on this video, and hopefully they'll be helpful for you so you can go through the documents that I sent over. If you still want to get together on Tuesday, I'm happy to do that, but hopefully I can explain everything to you in this video. I'm going to set this up right here, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the video. If you'll see the very first document there should say, and it may be that there's two documents that I sent over. One is the South Carolina Disclosure of Real Estate Brokerage Relationships. I'm going to go over that one first. So if they're in opposite order, it doesn't matter which order you sign them in, but I'm going to explain this one first. So this one is a form that is required by the state for us to explain to you the different types of brokerage. So I'm going to do that right now. This is how brokerage works in South Carolina. You are a customer of the brokerage firm. That means that you're not employing me. I work for the brokerage. So you're signing a contract with the brokerage, and I am an agent of the brokerage. Kind of like if you go in to buy a shirt from a store, you're buying it from the store, not from the person at the counter. It's kind of like that. Okay, so that's the first section there. You can become a client of the brokerage firm. So there's two ways you can become a client. One way is a seller becomes a client, and then the agent works as the seller's agent. That's how I'm going to be working for you. I'm going to be helping you sell. That means that I take all of the information that you give me about the house, and that is personal confidential from you to me. I don't have to disclose your personal information. I only have to disclose information about the house. I am representing you. I work for, the firm, I representing the firm, work for you to help you sell the house. And the buyer will have an agent, and that agent will work for that buyer. They don't have to tell me what their personal stuff is. They keep that to themselves. They know what the needs of the buyer are, and I know what the needs of the seller are. And that's why we transact in between the two agents. So the next page here says that there are several different kind. In the very first, it says, if you enter into a written agency agreement as a client, that means you'll become our client. The real estate brokerage has the following client level duties: obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, reasonable skill, and care. Those are the things that I need to bring to you. Single agency. This is when the firm represents one client in the transaction. So if I help you sell the house and another agent comes and represents a buyer, that's single agency. I'm working for you in single agency. He's working for his client in single agency. Now, dual agency is if, so say Levi has a friend who wants to buy the house, and that friend doesn't want to go get an agent. He already knows he wants to buy the house. I can represent both of you and get the whole deal done for you both. Disclosed dual agency. This means that you both recognize that there's a conflict of interest. I don't, so these are the two types of dual agency. So I don't tell you about that guy's, financial history. So if he says, well, I want to buy it for less than what you're offering it for, and then he tells me he's got millions of dollars in the bank. That's not your business, and I don't tell you that. And then, I also work to say, well, I'm sorry, but we're firm on this price. So I would be representing both of you in that way, okay? Most of the time, it's when two friends agree on a price together, and then I just do the paperwork back and forth. Designated agency is when, so say my friend Abby, who also is an agent in my firm, we're both working in the same firm, but we're representing different clients. I'm representing you, the seller. She's representing her buddy, the buyer, and that's designated dual agency. It doesn't usually ever happen. It's very rare. In the years and years I've done this, I haven't even done it personally. I came close once, but it's just rare that it happens. But there's always a chance. So it's just a way to explain to you. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. This just is just the state wants you to know that these are options, things that could happen. And then you sign that. It's your choice. You can choose to remain a customer and represent yourself. That is for sale by owner. Or you can use an agent, which is me, through my brokerage. They just want you to know that these are your options, and you sign that, and that's all. Okay, the next is the agreement for me to be your agent. The first part of this listing agreement just explains who the sellers are. That's you and Levi, because you both own the home. And my agency, Matt Stone Real Estate, and what the dates are. So this means you're employing me from June 17th, and I just put 6 months on there. That means in those 6 months, and we can renew that at any time, or you can fire me and go somewhere else. If you want out of your agreement, I let you out of your agreement. It's just easier than if it doesn't sell in 6 weeks, then we have to redo the contract and redo the contract and redo the contract. So we just put a 6-month time frame on there, and hopefully we get it sold in that time. The next section is it just talks about what the address is, what the tax ID number is, what the county is. Levi has said he's leaving the refrigerator and washer and dryer. So that means they move on to the next. They convey, the property conveys. Those things are things that that are considered personal property. They usually go on to the next. You take them with you to the next house. Things that always stay: the oven and the dishwasher, and the microwave if it's built in. Everything else you get to take from the house. Now he has said they don't want to take the washer and dryer or the refrigerator, so I put it in there to say that those things are going to stay. Consent to disclose dual agency or designated agency. This just says yes. If Levi has a friend, we recognize that Debbie can transact that for us. And then if somebody else in the firm has a buyer that they want to bring along, yes, we're okay with that happening too. The state just requires that we make sure that you say that that's okay. Okay, then this is the amount that Levi and I have decided on. After we pulled up some comps in the area, we're going to give $170,000, make that the listing price. The total commission will be 5.5%, and that will be the commission for the brokerage fees for both sides. If the property is sold within 90 days of the expiration of the termination of this agreement, and somebody else who saw the house because we had it advertised or whatever, then we still are owed the commission on that. So say you decide, well, we're going to go with my best friend's brother to sell the house, and somebody had already come to look at the house while we had it advertised, and they came to look at the house. Well, we sold the house for you. So that just says 90 days after the expiration of this termination. So if you terminate with me and then somebody comes in afterwards, it has never happened to me. Okay, compensation to other brokerage, number 3. This is the amount that we will pay to the buyer's agent who comes along. Out of that 5.5%, 2.5% of the commission, that is the total 5.5%. 2.5% of it is going to go to the buyer's agent for bringing you somebody to buy the house. Okay, earnest money. Your buyer is going to put earnest money down on this property. He's going to take some money and say, hey, I like this house and I'm willing to put up, say, $1,000 or $1,700. Sometimes they put 1%, sometimes 0.5%. So either $1,000, $500, $1,000, $1,700. Those are all fairly common amounts that somebody will offer. This is cash upfront that they put as soon as we agree on the contract. So once they submit a contract and we sign it, they will take whatever amount that they have offered forward for the earnest money, and it will go to the attorney that will be closing the deal. The attorney holds that money, and it goes towards the purchase of the home. Okay, number 5. And we do not disperse that earnest money until we have closed the house. Or if they walk away from the house, it depends. If somebody defaults on the contract, it depends on who defaults, who gets the earnest money. Okay, signs. You agree as the seller that we can put a for sale sign in the yard. The broker's duty. What are our duties? We, let's see, they list them in order here. I don't want to have to read the whole thing out loud. Our job is to make sure that we put forth our best offer to sell your house, to get a contract for your house. I know, I just read it. Advertising, media, and furnishing additional information, cooperating real estate brokers with other real estate brokers. We make no guarantee that we can sell the house. That is not up to us. Now, number 7, our liability limitation. We can do our best, but there are certain things that if you do, then it keeps us from being able to do our duty. If you read through here, it's pretty self-explanatory. Owner will indemnify and hold himself harmless and pay attorney fees for broker in breach of contract. If you do something that's negligent or intentional, then that's not our fault. If you don't pay the people who you said you would pay, then that's not our fault. This is just saying you can't hold us accountable for things that you do. If you have damages or things, that's just saying you can't hold us liable for that. The owner's duties. You have duties as sellers of the house. You should furnish us with complete and reliable information concerning the ownership and the operation of the property. You should inform the broker of inquiries, including or negotiations concerning the sale of the property. If somebody else comes along and says, hey, we want to buy the property, well, you need to tell me that. This is just telling you the things that you should be doing. They're all very common sense, but a lawyer needs to put these down on a piece of paper and say, hey, have some common sense. Now, E there says, which we're not doing, this is if somebody needs us to take care of expenses, things that need repaired. A lot of times we would have to do that if somebody's moving from out of town, but we never do this. This is something we don't do. We always let the owner take care of the things that they need to take care of. You're going to give us the right to publish all sales data pertaining to the sale and closing of the property. You give us permission to take photographs of the property so we can market it. You give us the right to convey marketable title to the buyer in et cetera, et cetera. These are just the things, that you authorize the buyer to divulge the existence of offers furnish the broker with written instructions regarding confidentiality of information. So if you just read through those, these are just the things that you're saying, hey, we're going to do all of the right things. We're going to give you all of the information you need to be able to sell this house. Okay, this is number 9, property information, seller's property disclosure statement. So this is something that we're sending over to Levi because he lives in the house. He's going to write in his own estimation. This is something that we cannot help him with. He's going to answer some questions about the house, that the general condition of the house, because he actually lives in it. Now, that being said, we expect that he's going to tell the truth on this to the best of his knowledge. If it's something that he's had fixed, he does not have to disclose that it was broken. Okay. Let's see. Number 10. Owner authorizes broker to disclose information about the property to the broker's agents, subagents, and etc. So this means we can share the disclosure of the information about the house. You're giving us permission. You're going to write down on this paper, or Levi is. He's going to write all of the things about the condition of the property, but you're giving us permission to share that with other agents so that they can know information about the house. Taxes. Number 11, owner agrees to comply with the provisions of the South Carolina statute regarding withholding requirements of owners who are not residents of South Carolina. So what this is about rollback taxes. So this really pertains to land. Rollback taxes are taxes that you are not paying on a piece of land. So say you have a big piece of land that is only being taxed as farmland, and then somebody puts a house on it, and you have not been paying the right kind of taxes on it. So this really doesn't. So a lot of times then you sell it, and then there's rollback taxes. You don't have that. You've been paying regular taxes, so that doesn't really apply here. Coastal Tidelands and Wetlands Act, that doesn't apply here. We don't live in the coastal. MLS marketing, you're going to agree that we're going to list this in the multiple listing service. This is just giving us permission to do that. Number 14, lockbox. This gives us permission to put a lockbox on the house with a key in it. The only people who can get in there, it is a box that you can only open with an app on your phone if you're a realtor, and that's it. Other offers. Owner understands it's the broker's responsibility to present offers. I must, by law, present every single offer that comes through. Even if it's a terrible offer, I have to tell it to you. So I have to bring you all of the offers that are presented to me. Marketing the property after accepted offers. The broker shall not continue marketing the property after an offer has been accepted. A lot of times today, we do still allow people to see the house if the house is already under contract, just in case we want to get a backup offer. If we feel like perhaps the contract is shaky because maybe the guy can't get his loan, we want people to continue to see the house so that in case that deal falls through, somebody else might be interested in the house. Okay, marketing the property I just said that one. No control of commission rates or fees. The broker's compensation for services rendered in respect to any listing is solely a matter of negotiation between the broker and the owner. It is not fixed, is not controlled. That is a discussion or a decision that we make together. And we listed above there what our fees are and what we decide to offer for the buyer agency. Maintenance. This means the owner this is number 18. The owner agrees to maintain the property, including the lawn and shrubs and grounds, until the day of closing. Means if we go under contract, you can't just stop taking care of the house and it looks like a big messy mess. Agreement to sell. When a buyer is found for the said property, the owner shall written into a written sales agreement, which will contain the terms and the conditions of the sale, the customary provisions as to the examination of the title, and the curing of any defects in the title, the prorations of taxes, rents, and applicable property expenses. So all of this is what it means. Once we go into contract, we're going to be pulling all of that stuff up. Lead-based paint, that's for houses that were built before 1978, so that doesn't apply to us. Mediation. I've never had any contract go into mediation. We don't see that happening. Any claim or dispute will be resolved through the National Association of Realtors. I've never had that happen. Fair housing means that no matter what your race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin is, we will comply with federal fair housing laws. Facsimile, that means you agree that we can have this signed digitally or by fax or other secure electronic means. You can use handwritten or typewritten. It means we use digital signing. That works. That seems to be very handy and equitable for all. Enforcement. The parties agree that broker may take action to enforce this agreement, collect any associated costs or fees. If we come in and take pictures of the house, that's a big fee that we pay for out of our commission. So if you suddenly decide that you don't want to sell the house anymore, well, you're going to have to pay for those then, because then we're not collecting any commission off of the house. Photography, you agree that we're going to that you give us permission to come in and take photos, and that those photos belong to the firm. Surveillance. This is if you've got some kind of an inside surveillance thing. We have to. It says we can or cannot disclose potential surveillance as the broker deems necessary. So if we know that you've got a big security system inside, we may have to tell that to the, people that are coming in. Say, hey, there's just so you know, there's a surveillance system in the house. So that's it. We have no other terms and conditions, and it's basically just saying, here's what is expected of you. Be honest and upfront about things about the house. We need to be able to pull the title and pull and get in there and get the information that we need to get the house listed and sold. And from us, that means we will be fair to you. We will be fair to buyers that come in, and we will be honest, and we will represent you, the seller. And that's what these contracts are. If you still have questions, if you have a question about a certain part of this, go ahead and let me know. Feel free to call me. I am on a couple days vacation for my grandson's first birthday in Florida. But I will be home on Monday. So if you still want to get together, we can. But hopefully, if you want to sit down and read through that, and this gives you a good explanation, hopefully that will encourage you to go ahead and get this signed, and we can move forward for Levi to get moved and up to his family. So again, I am here to help you out. I'm working for you, Cary and Levi. I want to make this easy for you, and I want you to feel comfortable. I don't want to push you to anything. I am not pushing. I'm not in a rush. I know Levi wants to get moving on this, so I thought, well, let me see if I can help Cary out by explaining before I get there. So if this video is enough for you to feel like you're comfortable with going ahead and signing, go ahead and sign. If not, then I will get together with you on Tuesday, Tuesday morning, and we'll sit down and answer any questions that you have. So anyway, thanks a lot, Cary. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm here to help you. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.